Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. My name is Alicia. If it's your first time here, in today's video, as you can see by the title, I'm going to be creating this face, but sharing with you some of my tips and tricks for creating a brightened, youthful, flawless finish over the age of 40. So if you want to see these tips and tricks, of course, keep on watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to subscribe and also give this video a thumbs up. Okay, so first things first, I have my brows done, and you know how your brows kind of frame your face? You want to make sure that your brows kind of going out to the side of your face. Like, see how mine is? I don't have the tail coming down because I'll bring my eyes down, which would eventually bring my face down. So I kind of have it going out to the side as much as possible. Some people even shave off their tails and draw those brows a little bit more straight out. And it definitely does help to frame your face and keep it lifted. So that's my first little tip. If you guys want to see a brow tutorial, let me know and I will do one for you. I think I have one on this page, but yeah, I probably need to do an updated one. From there, I'm gonna go in with my primer, and the primer that I'm using is this Milk primer. This is a mattifying primer. I do have oily skin, well, combination oily, but right now more on the oilier side. So I'm going to prime my skin, and I like to let my primer sit on my face for a while. So that's why I put it on right now while we go on to the next step, because that's going to help it to work and do what it's supposed to do. Or this video is all about trying to keep ourselves looking as youthful as possible. And if you didn't know, the eyes tell our age. As you can see, I have hyperpigmentation on the top of my lids, under my eyes. So we want to correct this as much as possible to keep ourselves looking nice, bright, and awake. I'm using a damp beauty sponge. Just gently tapping it. You see how it blends real quickly, nicely. Blends off. And already is doing something. So as I said before, I'm trying to keep my eyes open, trying to keep my eyes awake. So I'm not going to do too much in my eyes. I'm literally just going to put some of my bronzer in the crease of my eyes, and that's going to be our eyeshadow. So I have this eyeshadow that I like to put under my brow bone, and I forgot to add that. And this is the MAC rice paper. It's like a frosted beige color. So if you're like a, brown skin tone, this is a really great one. Or you could just use your highlighter, which sometimes I do use my highlighter and put it here. But if you just put it right under the brow bone, like where the arch would be, it helps to give it more of like a lifted look, a nice shape to your brows. And you want to put most of the color right in the arch, and then you can kind of pull it out to the front if you want. I'll blend it down into that color. I should have added it first, but I forgot, so I'm going to go back and just blend it. But you see how it just lifted my brows? And it's really natural, even though this is like a frosted shade, it's just giving natural, not too much glitter or anything. And this is my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. This is the one I'm using today. As you can see, I love it. This mirror is nice and big, and I get to see my face nice and clear. And then the bronzer is just beautiful. And of course, everything that I mentioned today, I will have listed down below in the description box. All right, so now we're gonna color correct. I'm gonna be using my Huda Beauty color corrector. I absolutely love this color corrector. A little bit of this goes a long way, okay? Color corrector is a must if you have dark circles. I have a video all about how I color correct. I have a review on that color corrector on my channel as well. I'll link those below. You should definitely check those out. But yeah, I let it sit on my face for a couple of minutes, and that way it sets a bit. It's easier to blend out, and then I'll go ahead and blend it out. Okay, so it dried down a bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out. You see, I said a little goes a long way with this. I kind of even use too much, so you really just have to dot it on under your eye. And I just put the color corrector under my eyes to cover my dark circles, but if I had any like serious hyperpigmentation on my face, I would use it there as well. So if you do, color correct those hyperpigmentation spots and you will see it's so, like, your makeup will look so much more flawless. And do the same thing, just allow it to dry down and then blend it out. But you can see already that my eyes are looking better. And I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever HD Skin, and I'm going to mix it with my MAC Studio Radiance because right now I'm a bit tanned, so I have to kind of work with my foundations to get my shade. So I'm going to use the Makeup Forever is in it's in 3Y52. And then this MAC Studio Radiance is in NC47. So I'm just mixing these to get like my perfect shade or close to my perfect shade, okay guys? But yeah, both these foundations are like skin-like finishes. So that is what I'm going for, to try and give myself a nice, youthful, natural finish. I don't know. I think it looks good. If not, I'll add some more of the NC47. When I'm trying to give that kind of natural glam look, I go for a nice skin-like foundation look. This is a little bright. But do you see how good my skin looks? This is what you're going for, just a natural finish. But yes, see that? Skin just looks good and healthy. Okay, so now we're gonna brighten up our face some more and add some dimension. And I'm gonna be using my Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I absolutely love this concealer because it works for all skin types. It's creamy, it's buildable, it has like I think 39 shades. So like this concealer is one of my favorites right now. But I'm gonna go ahead and use this under my eye. And this is 2 shades brighter, as you can see, because we need to brighten our face up so we can have more of a youthful look. Okay, so today I want to be a little bit extra, so I'm going to be adding a brighter concealer, and this is the Huda Beauty. It's also the same full filter line as the corrector, but this one is in Toasted Almond, and I love this concealer. I'm going to use it on the other points of my face and some in the inner corner just to brighten up my eyes a little bit more. Again, I'm going to let this dry down for about 2 minutes and then I'll come back and blend it out. And my beauty sponge is always damp, not soaking wet to soak up the product, but damp, just a little damp, and it's going to give you a nice flawless finish without soaking up the product. I love using a beauty sponge. It doesn't have to be expensive either because this one is from Miss A. I think it's like $1.05. See how bright and nice that looks? I love it. And you see when it dries down, it hardly moves, so it helps to give you that full coverage without doing too much, if that's what you want. And of course, if you don't need as much concealer as I do, use less. It lasts a really long time, this Too Faced concealer. And then I just use the back as my eraser, so I'm getting rid of any harsh lines at the same time. When you see me using the back of the beauty sponge, that's what I'm doing. Do you remember how tired and dull I looked at the beginning? This is why we're using this concealer 2 shades lighter, because it helps to really brighten your face, brighten my eyes. Like, look at my eyes. This is what we're going for. And now I'm going to use my Laura Mercier setting powder and just set under my eyes. Well, set everywhere that I highlighted. Now, I've tried a lot of other powders, and honestly, I just love this powder. It is the most finely milled powder that I found, and so I just keep using it. So before we set our under eyes, we need to make sure that if there is any product that's settled in your creases, your fine lines, go ahead and then just press them out using your 3rd finger and then set it. And I just take my powder on my damp sponge and I press the powder into my skin. I do not bake because I do not want under my eyes to look cakey or to look dry, because of course that's just, again, going to age you. I need it to look just flawless, smooth, and blurred. And this Laura Mercier powder is a blurring powder. Just don't forget that you need to press out any settled product, otherwise you are setting your face. You're setting the creases, and you say, oh, my concealer creases no matter what I do. Well, you probably are setting the crease in there, so you definitely can't miss that step. Now we're gonna go in with our contour. I'm going to be using this LYS Beauty contour stick. I used to place the contour right in the hollows of my cheeks, but as I'm getting older, I have started to put it right above that contour line, and I find that it helps to give me like a facelift. So I really like this technique. It definitely has been helping my makeup look a lot better, and I don't pull it too far, because this is really pigmented. This is an amazing contour stick. It's super creamy, as you can see, so I don't need to use too much. You want to blend it into your hairline. And then whatever's left, I'll kind of pull forward. But you see I'm above the line? Trust me, it makes such a big difference. Like, try going above, and you'll see how much more lifted your face is. This is why I love makeup, you know, you can just do so many different techniques and like sculpt and shape your face how you want it to be. It's fun. Eventually, you get a hang of what works for you, and it'll be second nature. But just have fun with it. I just love this contour stick. And I'm just going to give myself a little lift here. I want to carve out my cheekbone, so that's why I'm kind of curving it like that. But another tip I found is do not pull the product down. If you're pulling the product down, if you're using your brush or your sponge and you're bringing yourself down, you're literally bringing your face down. So that's why I said with every product that you put on your face, you should be going from the center and up. Center and out, but up. I'm going to be using this powder bronzer to go over top of this and then on my forehead. This is just giving the nose a nice shape. Do you see how it just gave it a nice little shape? Alright, so now we're going to go on to our blush. I'm going to be using this Rare Beauty blush in Happy. I actually got this blush last year, but I just started using it and I like fell in love with it. So as with the contour, I like to place the blush a little bit higher now, putting it here. Before I would have it like right here and just going back, but now I kind of place it going up a little bit like this, and that kind of adds to the lift, but still blending it within your contour and bronzer. It shouldn't be above. You shouldn't see where the contour and the bronzer start or end. So just blend it in. And these are pigmented, so take your time. But yeah, see, I raised it a bit. And see, I have a little bit more here that I'd like, so I'm going to go in with my blending sponge and take that off. I love this thing. This is like a magic eraser, okay? So if you're not using a sponge, you might need to get one. But all sponges are not made equally. I don't care what anyone says. You do need to buy some real good quality ones. And like I said, this is only $1, but the quality is amazing. And I've tried some other drugstore ones that they're like $5, but they're just horrible. They're just really hard. This is super soft and spongy. That's what you're looking for. Do you see how my cheekbones are carved out and they look so good now? This is what we're going for, okay? I'm gonna take a slightly darker brown color, not black, but a little bit brown, and put it really close to my bottom lash line. I do not want to put anything too dark under there. Like I said, we're trying to keep our eyes nice and bright. So I'm not lining my under eyes. I just put a little bit, you know, a little something, something, and I blow it all out to give the eyes definition. But I don't want to close them off. Also, I like putting a little bit of like brown under my eyes because it kind of like conceals my fine lines. So I put a little brown there, and then I put mascara, and you can't really see my fine lines. So I like doing that. And so now we're gonna go on to my lips, and I'm using my Rare Beauty, the same exact blush. But I'm going to put it on my lips because I love this pink. And then I'm going to go on top of it with my Guerlain lip oil. And this is like a plumping lip oil. And I love lip plumpers. Helps me to have nice, juicy looking lips. So I'm going to add that on top. I find that using more of a bright colors on your lips help to give you that more youthful, bright look. So like pinks or purples, or sometimes like a very light nude. So it shouldn't match your skin color. It should be lighter, and then maybe you can use like a little brown liner, but something fun and playful. I find pinks and purples are really good. Alright, so I have my lashes on. I'm going to use the same frosted color that I used before. I'm just going to spray it with some setting spray and then put it in the inner corners. And this helps to just brighten and open up the eyes. Like, look at that. And I also like it because it makes me look like I did a lot to my eyes, but I really didn't. So just make sure you blend it and don't just, you know, plop the shadow there, but blend it in, make it look as natural as possible. And this is the completed look. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you have any suggestions, or if you just want to leave me a comment, let me know how you like this video. Leave that down below. And of course, as always, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.